You've been lied to your entire life. Not by people, by your habits. Because right now, without realizing it, you might be training your brain to stay average. And the worst part? Most smart people are doing it too. But in the next few minutes, you're going to discover a completely different set of habits. Ones that quietly rewire your brain to think faster, sharper, and deeper. And one of them takes less than 60 seconds a day. See, we've been taught that intelligence is fixed. You're either born smart or you're not. But what if that's completely wrong? What if intelligence isn't something you have, but something you practice? Because hidden inside your daily routine are small decisions that either upgrade your brain or slowly shut it down. Let's start with the one mistake almost everyone makes. 1. Stop trusting everything you hear. Here's something uncomfortable. Most people don't actually think. They just accept a headline, a fact, someone said confidently. They believe it. Every time you accept information without questioning it, you train your brain to become passive, like a muscle that stops working. The smartest people don't just consume information. They interrogate it. They ask, why is this true? Who benefits if I believe this? What's missing here? And this changes everything. Because the moment you start questioning, your brain switches from storage mode to processing mode, and that's where real intelligence lives. 2. Read what you disagree with. Now, most people read things they already agree with. Same opinions, same beliefs, same ideas. It feels comfortable, but comfort is the enemy of growth. Because when you only consume familiar ideas, your brain stops expanding. The fastest way to grow intellectually is to expose yourself to ideas that challenge you, not because they're right, but because they force you to think, to defend, to reconsider, to evolve, and suddenly, your brain isn't just absorbing information, it's building connections, and that's how intelligence compounds. 3. Break your routine on purpose. Let me ask you something. Do you wake up, do the same things, follow the same path, and repeat? Because if you do, your brain is on autopilot. And autopilot kills growth. Your brain loves novelty. New experiences force it to adapt, to notice, to engage. Even a small change, like taking a different route, trying a new food, talking to someone new, can wake your brain up. And this changes everything, because intelligence isn't just built through studying, it's built through experiencing. 4. Step into unfamiliar worlds. Most people live in a bubble. Same culture, same people, same perspectives. But here's the problem. If you only see one version of reality, you think it's the only one, and that limits how you think. The smartest minds in history did one thing differently. They explored different cultures, different philosophies, different ways of living, and suddenly, their thinking expanded beyond their environment. Because when you see how others think, you realize your way isn't the only way. 5. Learn one thing every single day. Now this sounds simple, too simple, but don't underestimate it, because most people go entire days without learning anything new. They scroll, they react, they consume, but they don't learn. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself, either growing or decaying. There's no neutral. So even learning one small thing, a word, a concept, a skill, keeps your brain in growth mode, and over time, that compounds into something powerful. 6. Use what you learn. Here's a mistake almost everyone makes. They learn and then do nothing with it. And your brain hates that, because unused knowledge fades fast. But when you apply something, even once, it sticks, it strengthens, it becomes part of how you think. So instead of collecting information, start using it. Because knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is. 7. Do old things in new ways. Here's a strange truth. Your brain gets bored easily, even with things you enjoy. You don't need new activities. You need new approaches. Cook differently. Organize differently. Think differently. Because when you change how you do something, your brain has to adapt. And adaptation equals growth. 8. Play, but make it strategic. You probably think games are a waste of time, but not all games. Strategy games, puzzles, problem-solving challenges, they force your brain to think under pressure, to predict, to adapt, to decide. And what happened next shocked researchers. People who regularly played these kinds of games had better memory, faster decision-making, and stronger problem-solving skills, because they weren't just playing, they were training their minds. 9. Push your limits intentionally. Here's the truth. If something feels easy, it's not making you smarter. Growth only happens at the edge, when something feels slightly uncomfortable. So if you want to upgrade your brain, do things that stretch you, learn something difficult, try something unfamiliar, challenge your thinking. Because every time you push past your comfort zone, your brain expands. 10. Build something just for you. Most people consume all day videos, content, information, but they rarely create. And that's a problem, because creation forces deeper thinking. Whether it's writing, music, art, or building something, you're not just absorbing, you're expressing. And expression sharpens intelligence. 11. Upgrade your environment. Look around you. The people you talk to, the conversations you have, they shape how you think. If you're surrounded by people who never challenge you, you stay the same. But when you're around people who think differently, who questions you, who pushes you, you grow faster, because intelligence is contagious. 12. Move your body to upgrade your mind. This might surprise you, but one of the fastest ways to get smarter has nothing to do with thinking. It's movement. Exercise increases blood flow to your brain. It improves memory, focus, clarity. It literally helps grow new brain cells. So every time you move, you're upgrading your brain. 13. Sit in silence and think. This is the habit no one talks about because it's uncomfortable. Silence, no phone, no noise, no distraction, just you and your thoughts. But here's why it matters. This is where your brain processes everything, where patterns emerge, where lessons form, where clarity appears. Without reflection, you repeat the same mistakes. With it, you evolve. 14. Teach what you know. Here's the secret most people miss. Reading feels like learning, but teaching? That reveals understanding. Because the moment you explain an idea out loud, your brain is forced to organize it, simplify it, truly understand it, and suddenly, information becomes intelligence. 15. Protect your focus. Your attention is being stolen every day. Notifications, short videos, constant distractions, and every distraction weakens your ability to think deeply. But deep thinking is where intelligence grows. That's why smart people protect their focus. Even a few minutes of uninterrupted thinking can sharpen your brain more than hours of endless scrolling. Because the longer you hold focus, the deeper your mind can go. Becoming smarter isn't about talent. It's not about IQ or degrees or natural ability. It's about how you live. Because each habit, each small decision is either sharpening your mind or dulling it. And the difference between average and exceptional, it's not massive, it's microscopic. So now the question isn't, am I smart? The real question is, what am I doing today? That makes me smarter than yesterday? Because if you get that right, everything changes, and once your brain levels up, there's no going back.